But we're going to start here this morning with true breaking news. Overnight, the search for the 7 missing sailors aboard the USS Fitzgerald has now sadly been called off. The bodies were found in the flooded compartments of the U.S. Navy destroyer, which collided with a container ship off the coast of Japan.
And this development comes as we are learning more about the final moments before the crash, the bizarre course change right before impact, and the investigation the Navy plans on launching. ABC's Matt Gutman is on the story from our Los Angeles bureau this morning. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Paula and Dan. Now, we knew the collision with that behemoth cargo ship was devastating. We're now learning that the U.S. naval ship nearly sank, taking on a huge amount of water. The container ship plowing right into the sleeping quarters of 160 sailors in the middle of the night. The Navy now calling the crash and the fight to save the ship traumatic. This morning, the Navy revealing that hellish collision nearly sank the USS Fitzgerald. The damage you see to the ship's mangled midsection relatively minimal in comparison to what happened beneath the waterline.
So the water flow was tremendous, and so there wasn't a lot of time in those spaces that were open to the sea. And as you can see now, the ship is still listing.
The collision with the 30,000-ton ACX Crystal Friday night in one of the world's busiest shipping lanes got the 500-foot-long destroyer's middle compartments, the container ship's bulbous bow plowing right into the living quarters. 3
compartments were severely damaged, 1 machinery room and 2 berthing areas. Berthing areas for 116 of the crew, and also the ship's skipper's cabin as well.
The skipper, the ship's commander, survived but had to be medevaced along with 2 others. The Navy says there were other injuries which were treated on board. And this morning, the Navy is calling off the search and rescue. Divers went through the sealed-off sections of the ship, locating the remains of all 7 missing sailors. That as a now unexplained twist arises. Multiple maritime trackers show the ACX Crystal cargo ship completing a giant U-turn just minutes before colliding with the U.S. naval vessel. The parent company of ACX has not yet responded to ABC News requests for comment. But the Navy is vowing multiple investigations.
Under my authority, we will launch a JAGMAN investigation into this collision. I will appoint a flag officer to lead that investigation, and there will also be a safety investigation.
Now, the multiple Navy and civilian investigations will likely examine why that container ship hooked that seemingly abrupt U-turn, and more importantly for the Navy, why the Fitzgerald with its sophisticated radar didn't see it. The Navy said it will appoint an admiral-level officer to lead that investigation. Dan and Paula.
It's a really sad and confusing story, Matt. Thank you.